Today is the day that I checked YouTube Studio app on my phone, and I have definitely met the 4,000 watch hours plus way more than the 1,000 subscribers mark. And what I'm going to do before I kind of get too far into what I'm making and my CPM and my RPM and all of those things, I think I'm just going to dive a little bit into what my analytics looks like at this exact moment and show you kind of where I am with things so that you can compare where you are to where I am currently. The first thing that I'm going to do though is I'm going to go and show you the monetization tab, because when you click on that, you're going to see that it does not say that I'm monetized yet. So I'm going to minimize myself for just a second, and I'm going to show you something that I think is really important. It's going to give you this gauge when you are working towards subscribers and towards watch hour. I obviously have a green check mark for my subscribers because I have 1,730 subscribers, and I met that 1,000 requirement a while ago. But what I am still working on is my watch time hours, and you need 4,000, and I have 3,987 watch hours. Now, like I told you, in my Studio YouTube app on my phone, I have met 4,000. But what you'll see here is that when you hover over this, you'll see that it says this was last updated on July 28th, 2021. And today is the 30th of July. So what I've noticed is that this runs about 2 full days behind of when you're actually meeting your mark in live time. So what I anticipate is that tomorrow, when I come to my monetization tab, I will actually see something different, and I'll include that as well. But if I go back to my dashboard, since I know today I have met the requirement, I'm just going to show you a couple of things. Of course, obviously, it gives me my latest video performance and my current subscribers, which I have here, my views and my watch time for the last 28 days. But I'm going to go to my analytics, and very briefly, I'm going to make it for lifetime, and then I'll show you the last 28 days just to give you a kind of look at where I started and then where I'm at now. So for my views, I have about 43,000 views in total. And you can see that in my timeline, the first time that I posted a video was November 23rd of 2020. So if it's July now, that's about 9 months to how I got this many views. And you can see that in the beginning, obviously very slow how many views I was getting. Some days there were barely any. And then at times it would spike when I would post a video. So one of my most recent posts got 525 views on the day that it was published. But what you need to see here that I think is important when you're comparing yourself and your YouTube growth with mine or with anyone is that I took a very long hiatus right here. So you'll see that I did not post any videos for about, let's see, this last post was on April 13th and then July. So April, May, June, I completely took off. So it was really about 3 months total that I took off. And I just kind of needed to find myself for a little bit, but I've still made significant progress over these last 9 months. And then we can go to my watch time, which is rounding to 4,000, but it's not quite there as you saw in my monetization app. And you can see, again, the growth kind of follows that view pattern. And that one video that I posted most recently that did really well, that had a total of, close to 60, it was 57.6 watch hours in that one day. So that was a really good video, and I could track the analytics more on that video to see that growth. But then I've got my subscribers here, which is a little bit all over the place. Interestingly enough, that video that performed really well here actually lost me some subscribers. So overall, I might have gained some, but I lost enough that this was a loss of 2 subscribers on that day, which is interesting because it's the only time I've ever lost subscribers like that. So that is kind of my channel, just overview of where I am today. But I'm going to go back just to the last 28 days, which I have been active on YouTube, and show you this is that same one that my business failed. And obviously that gained me way more views in that day. And then it's kind of gone up and down, but every time that you're posting a video, you should see that engagement rise again. So I've gotten 7,000 views in the last 28 days. My watch time is 722. And then my subscribers, I've gotten almost 200 subscribers in the last 28 days. And I think what's important to look at this page and understand when you're this close to being monetized is this is really what you want to look at to understand what your potential in your monetization might be over the next month in your first month of being monetized. Because if you look at those views, and tomorrow, hopefully I know my CPM and my CPM and my RPM, then that number of views is what I'm going to aim to know what my take-home pay or what my revenue might be next month. So tomorrow, when I have access to my monetization app, then I will add in what that looks like in this process. Okay, so as promised, it is the morning of the next day. It is 9:10 in the morning. And if I go on my phone app, again, there is nothing about monetization on there. So I pulled up my desktop and I'm going to go ahead and show you that the monetization app now has this little blue apply now button because it has now reached 4,000 watch hours. And like I said, it's 2 days behind. So today's the 31st of July, but this says last updated July 29th. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply now. And this is what I see. So let me just scroll for a minute. Okay, so it's got 3 steps. So step number 1, not started, review the partner program terms. So I'm going to hit start there. I actually probably am going to go back and read through this fully just because I feel like that's like really good for me to know and have the ins and outs of. I'm going to go ahead and accept the YouTube partner program terms, accept terms, and it's uploading. Step 2, sign up for Google AdSense. So this is what we're doing now. So it says you'll be redirected to AdSense to complete the step. Do you have an existing? No, I do not. And continue. Okay, so essentially what just happened was it sent me to Google AdSense in order to make a profile there. And now I'm back here, so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so now I'm at a point where I had no idea that this was going to happen. Totally fine. I'm learning as I go. But once I signed up for Google AdSense and kind of made that account, it says that it's being created or associated, and the approval and association process can take up to several days. So it looks like I can't get started quite yet with my monetization. And in order for me to continue, I have to wait for that approval. Okay, so it is officially the 3rd or 4th day after my initial recording. And it is, so it's August 2nd. And this morning while I was at work, I received an email from YouTube saying that my application to be monetized was accepted. And it kind of has some pointers in that email or some links to some places where I can find pointers on monetizing my channel and how good that can be for my channel. So what I'm going to do now is just show you how my channel monetization tab has changed and kind of explore that a little bit with you guys. So at the top, it's got this blue banner. It says, congratulations, you've been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. You can now monetize your videos and access support. So this is really the only place that I've seen so far that literally has a button that says monetize my videos. Everywhere else, it's giving me options to learn about it, which is great. But I kind of want to make sure that, I hit that monetize videos just since, and I'll go there in a moment and kind of go through it. But at the top here, it says earn money from your YouTube channel. And I'm going to probably go through and learn more about the ways that you can earn your money. And then monetization options. So video advertising, advertisers can run ads on your videos that follow our advertiser friendly guidelines. Supers, fans can purchase goods on your channel to connect with you during live streams, premieres, and uploads. Features include Super Chat. I've seen a couple of videos made about this, but I'm not really there yet. And so right now, I guess the main thing that I'm interested in with monetizing are the video advertising options. So I am going to go up here to this blue bar and hit monetize videos. And so this opened up in a new tab, and now it is asking me to set my monetization preferences. So do you want to monetize existing videos? Yes, I do. I want to make sure that all of my videos from the very beginning to now are monetized. And I have about 29 videos published right now. So I feel like that is good. Obviously, that's where all my views and subscribers have come from. So I'm good to go back and monetize. The other thing that's important to understand with monetizing is that even before you're monetized, those videos that you're posting are running ads. Most of them are going to have ads at the very beginning of them, just like when you go to any YouTube channel. Any YouTube video is going to have ads, even if that channel is not monetized yet. So my viewers are already watching those ads anyway. This way I can just go ahead and benefit from that starting at this point, even though I wasn't benefiting from it before. So then it asks for my ad setting preferences. So these preferences will also be applied to all future uploads. You can change them at any time: settings, upload, defaults, monetization. So it looks like I can kind of unclick some of these things, and I'm going to kind of look through and decide what I think might be best for my channel. So looking at some of my options, what I think that are the best here are definitely the skippable video ads as well as the non-skippable video ads, just because, again, these are kind of something that YouTube like watchers are just familiar with in general. So I don't believe that either of those things are going to deter someone from watching a video that they've clicked on from my channel. But I am going to take away the overlay ads and the sponsored cards for right now, mainly because I always hate when they come up at the bottom of a video, and it makes the video seem a little bit more pushy to me than just watching the ads as videos before, during, or after, or before or during a video. So I have just selected skippable and non-skippable video ads. And then it says location of the video ads, turning on ads during the video. So mid-roll ad breaks will be automatically set automatically, and you can change them later. So I think I'm going to keep that there and apply the preferences. So now it says it's updating the videos. Okay, so it looks like it's done kind of like loading at the top of the page, but I don't see a lot of changes. The only thing that's different here in my channel content tab is that I now have this monetization button, and it looks like for all of my videos, even though I wanted to turn them on, it looks like it says off next to all of them. Perfect. So really all I actually did was click refresh just on the web page to make sure that I was having the most up-to-date information, since it did have kind of a little bit of like an upload process from before, and all of the monetizations are on now. So I didn't have to go through and physically do that myself. I just hit refresh. So now I'm going to kind of play around for a second. I'm going to go back down to my monetization tab just to see it still looks the same. So that's all the same. When I clicked on this video advertising, see more, it really just took me to more of like a frequently asked questions part of YouTube, just talking a little bit more about video advertising. So I'm going to see really quickly what this button does about learning more at the top. Yep. And so just as I thought, it's pretty much the same thing. It just takes you to another portion of YouTube's like frequently asked questions and guidelines area of their website for content creators. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to dashboard and see how things have changed and what I see. Okay, so it looks like I now have this important notification at the top where it says, welcome to the YouTube Partner Program. So that's exciting. It doesn't look like too much more on my homepage has really changed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my channel analytics and see what that looks like. Okay, so it looks like now when I go to my channel analytics, I have this your estimated revenue tab. It doesn't look like obviously I have anything because this is going to, it looks like it says previous 2 days processing. So obviously I just literally like a minute ago monetized all of my videos, so I haven't made any revenue, but I am interested to go to this tab up at the top instead of overview to go to revenue. So let's see what that looks like. Again, nothing here yet. Okay, so obviously there's just like no revenue and there's no information here yet. There's no RPM. And so I'm excited to see what this RPM and the CPM is going to be once it updates. Okay, so it is Sunday morning. It is August the 8th. And now that I feel like I've been in this process for a couple of days with my revenue, I thought I would give you guys a nice perspective to round out this video of what I've made in the first several days of having my YouTube channel monetized. So you'll see that on this first page, this is obviously just where I land when I come to YouTube Studio Analytics, and they will have added this your estimated revenue on this tab. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that so you can see what it looks like Obviously, I haven't been monetized for that long, so there is almost nothing anywhere here. And you'll even notice that while I've been monetized this last week, I have not posted a video. So just kind of add that in to when you're monetized and you add a new video, how that might change things. But on the very first day, obviously, here I'm starting at $0. That was on Sunday, August the 1st. So that was the day before I got monetized. And then the very first day I got monetized, I really did this in the afternoon. So it was not a full day of being monetized. This is when I started to add in monetized features on each of my videos. So you want to think about this $4.40 as probably about 8 hours as opposed to 24 hours of views. But then we go to the very next day, so August 2nd to August 3rd, and I made $10.22 on my channel in that day. And then that went up to $12.64 on August the 4th, and then to $13.19 on the 5th, and then it dropped to $7.82. Now, I've looked at my views and I've kind of analyzed that area, but I'll show you that in a moment. Then remember that we also have a revenue tab up at the top where the overview, reach, engagement, audience, and revenue tabs are. And then it's going to show me the same exact thing. So I've made $48.26 over the last 6 days, and it's going to show me those exact same numbers. And then it's going to have this kind of like gray bar because obviously it's still processing the next day's money. But I've got my RPM as $7.64, and this pretty much follows and should follow the pattern of what you've been making, and then your playback based CPM. So this is at $95.97, which is pretty high because I am in a finance and education realm of YouTube. That's what my niche is. So this is going to be different. Your CPM is not going to be this much if you are blogging or in fashion, or there are lots of others that are just not as profitable as far as their CPM is. So this is a good place to see what advertisers are paying per 1,000 views to get advertisers in your sort of area of videos on YouTube. Now, my RPM is something I'm still working to understand because my understanding was that RPM should be about half of my CPM. But I also believe that this is going to become a little bit more stable as I get more days and more data in my revenue on YouTube analytics. So I'm going to show you really quickly on your estimated revenue. Remember that it's a couple of days behind. So I don't know what I made yesterday. What I made on the 6th, which was 2 days ago, was $7.82. But I'm going to kind of go back and show you that my views for that day or around that day, this is 28 days at a time, but I'm going to come up here and change it to the last 7 days. And you'll see that it's overall pretty good, but then I had a decline right here on the 6th. And so what my understanding is that on the 7th, my revenues are based on the day before. So the drop on the 7th was really based on the 6th, 145 views, which was lower than both of these time frames. But you'll see that I spiked for a minute getting up to $13 and then went down a little bit. And this 247 views, I think, was the highest that I made. But then it dropped to 209, then 145, and then yesterday it was back to 209. So my hope, and I'll show this in a month when I do my first month on YouTube and what I've made, my hope is that after that drop to $7 on the 6th, it will go up because my views went up. And so that's the way that I'm kind of thinking through things. I really, really hope that if you're a small YouTuber that this has been helpful. These are the type of videos that I'm looking for when I'm researching things on YouTube. So if you found this helpful, please hit subscribe, even if you're not a bookkeeper, because then you'll get updates about my how I progress on YouTube. Leave me a comment about your journey. I think it's really important for YouTubers to kind of like learn from one another. And yeah, so thanks for watching the video, and we'll talk next time.